Hello, Ryuichi here. I thought that with the problems I've been having, getting enough time or waiting for the updates of Tekkit, making the new videos is becoming an issue because it's actually really hectic, and I have a lot of respect for those people who can put out a video constantly, and so I thought I'd take a little bit of time to make a little series called the Game Spotlight. Today, I will be looking at Wagic the Homebrew. Wagic the Homebrew is a magic game made by Wolo. You can look at his website, wolo.net, and you can go there and take a look at all the stuff he's been working on. He does work on a lot of other things, but Wagic is my favorite thing he's working on. So, first we'll start with the options. So options are pretty good here because you can change whether or not you want to interrupt your own spells, your own abilities, or the end of your opponent's turn. This is really good for people who have specific ways of playing and like to use a lot of those cards at the end of the turn, where when they saved up mana to make sure that they could stop their opponent by canceling, and if they didn't have to use cancel, they could have a flash card that they could use or something at the end of the turn, not to waste their mana that they saved up. So also there's this seconds to pause for an interrupt. There's two ways to use this one. One, if you don't want it to be like 1 second and you don't have enough time to click to interrupt or not, you can set it for a certain amount of time, and you can also set it for a small amount of time so you don't have to wait there while it asks you if you want to interrupt or not. These are the game options. You can set your hand to be visible or invisible. You can switch back and forth. I find it a little annoying when I have to switch back to my hand just to look at what I have, but it could give you a better look at what you're checking out, and we'll take a look at that when we actually get into the game version of it. And the rest of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the mana display, and it's how the mana is displayed when you tap it. It could be like fancy or simple. I like simple. It's a lot easier to work with. So this is my user account. You can change your user account by clicking. You make a new profile, and you can switch between them when you make enough of them. And you can have more than one user on one computer if you want. This also works on PSP. This is why you see a lot of these look like PSP settings, because they are. These advanced settings don't really work, but you can change the language. There's a lot of language options, which is pretty great because it allows it to be more international. And if you don't speak English, I mean, if you don't like, and if you, you wouldn't be watching if you don't speak English. But if you don't like playing games in English and you like your own language to look at, it might be easier for you to play Magic that way. You can click on the change language. Now, keep in mind, when you look at the cards themselves, they will be in this language that you choose. But if you have card images, you can change the card images to any language you want if you can find them online or make them yourself, which is pretty cool. So we'll just take a second to exit there. Now, my favorite thing is the shop. This is the best part of the game, in my opinion, because I love looking at the new cards and buying them and putting them putting them into my. Actually, I actually like this card. This actually is good. I want this card. Don't mind me. I'm gonna actually buy some stuff. So I like blue and white, as you can see. And I like to work with this shop because it gives you a chance to go right here and ask about. Now, ask about is really cool. It's just basically a filter option. You can ask about what cards you want and add a filter. Let's say you want to look at 9th edition cards that are red. And there you go. You can set through them. You can even set for mana cost, for power and toughness, for instant or sorcery, all different kinds of things that you can look for in a card. And it does a pretty good job of maintaining a certain air to it when you go through the shop. The cards themselves are a little expensive sometimes and kind of annoying, but it does make for a good progression through the game. So let's see if you cancel. If you go to the show list, you can see all the cards' names. Which could be a little easier to sort through. There's also booster packs you can buy. Sometimes you can get a mythic rare and sell that back and get the money you paid for the booster all back, which is a pretty neat feature. Some boosters are more expensive than others because some sets have an overall more expensive price, and I think that's actually more fair when you're playing, because if you buy a booster with a set that only has special rare or mythic rare cards and you just sell them back, you're pretty much breaking the game. So I think Wolo had a good idea with that one. So save and exit that one, and take a look at the deck editor. Now this is what sets this game apart from a lot of those other games, because with Duels of the Planeswalkers, you can't really make your own deck. Though it makes it more balanced and easier to get into, it does actually pose a problem when you're trying to make your own set and you feel like they won't let you because they only let you use whatever they put in the game, and that kind of annoys me sometimes. So here's the deck editor. It's a pretty simple interface. You run through, add cards. You can scroll up and down to take a look at different colors or different like lands or artifacts as well. There's black, white, and there's lands, and you add them to your deck in any way you want, and it'll give you. It also gives you this cool feature right here. When you edit it, you can switch the deck you're editing, rename the deck you're editing, save and edit. But you can also take a look at the features right here on the side and say like card color count, average cost of each card, and the deck summary basically for whatever you have. And here's the lands and stuff. And that's pretty good when you're creating a deck. I like to keep track of everything right here because it's a little hard to know exactly how many creatures you've added when you're still trying to find what you want to actually put in it. If you don't like to think about 47 things at the same time, this is a pretty good feature. So let's just save and quit that one, and we'll get on to the actual game itself. So there's a couple of modes that I've unlocked. It's pretty fun. I don't really like to use them. They're cool to try out sometimes, and sometimes they're a little buggy, so I just stick to classic or story. Story, you can get mods that people have created and play their games. Some of them are really good. Thicker Than Water is, I think, is actually pretty good. I think that's the one where it's, yeah, this guy put a whole bunch of work into it. Where they have a story, music, and their own decks that they edited, and their own, like, scenarios that you go through, and check it out. It'll be on the forums of Wolo as well. There'll be other stories you can check out. Some of them don't really work because they're kind of hard to code and edit, but I think Thicker Than Water is a really good one. So start with classic. That's just regular Magic. Just start with my deck, and we'll try a normal match against Inquisitor. So this is how the interface starts. The opponent's really fast. The AI is not that bad. Sometime that they've been working on it, they managed to put a really good AI on the field. It's not as good as the other games. Like I said, they're good. The other games are big budget, and they have much more features. But for what it is, well, one, free, and two, a Magic game that you can check out. It's actually pretty good. In my opinion. So here we go. This is you just click here to change your phase, and you look at your cards on this side. You can change all of that around, like I said, in the options menu. So I'll take a second to play a little bit, and you can see me lose or win. Hopefully win. I don't like losing, but that's the fun of Magic. You don't know if you're gonna win or lose unless you're like some crazy guy who has super special cards. So we skipped ahead a little bit here. This is the opponent trying to block me. It's not working. You can change how your damage is going to be dealt by clicking up on top and switching what's going where. And I unlocked the 6th edition. So there's my, you get points, you get credits for winning, all these little bonuses for what happened, like 11 turns. Tells you how long it took you to get through it, 11 232 seconds, and it tells you credit